Didn't mean to make you cry. Something's almost back tomorrow. Carry on, carry on, like nothing even matters. Fuck. Good morning, Slop Nation, and welcome to Slop Chop. This is a new podcast hosted by myself, Harvey Mulvihill. It's about the happenings of the internet, and it is your one-stop shop for slop. How are we doing this week? Thank you for joining me once again. Thank you for being here for the first time, if it's your first time. Thank you for telling your friends and loved ones about this podcast, because that is how small podcasts get off the ground, man. I appreciate you listening to me speak words into this microphone each and every week. Thank you for being here. I am extremely grateful that, anyone listens to this garbage. I appreciate it, man. It means the world. And it's not garbage, right? It's slop, and slop is, I don't know. It's been, basically my entire algorithm this week has been Charlie Kirk edits. It's just the funniest thing to me. Where it does seem like this guy's legacy a bit is just being memed on ceaselessly, endlessly on Twitter. You guys might have different algorithms than I do, but your boy has been just flooded this week with people editing Kirkifying images. It's usually like rappers. There's been a lot of black people that have gotten Kirkified. I don't know if it's just because it's funny. It's just a meme. It's like kind of a beautiful, like this is one of those things that I would have trouble explaining to someone who isn't ingrained in internet culture, Like, why is it if you go to twitter.com anytime in these past 7 days, you'll see dozens of photos and videos with like photoshopped Charlie Kirk face on them. Why are they saying something? Are they saying that they like, no, it's just kind of funny. I don't know what to tell you. It's humorous. Like, is it a big political stance? I don't think so. I think it's just funny to, to meme. It's funny to meme. And for the meta on Twitter for the longest was someone would post an image of themselves, and then there's actually this specific Twitter user who you might be familiar with if you're familiar with the website, where they would say, "Great, this is what you would look like if you were black or Chinese," and they would just Photoshop the person black or Chinese. Very, very quality content there. And the new meta is just replying to any human that posts a picture of their face in any situation. You're getting kirked for sure. Like, if you post God help you if you try to post a selfie or something serious online, in this current time. And God help you if you die in this current time and you're like a controversial figure. This is like, there's really, truly no grace to be had on the internet. I'm no big fan of Charlie Kirk. As a matter of fact, I think the guy was kind of a piece of shit. But it is pretty. I don't know. It's also just like, it's probably just a reaction to the fact that the right. The right is like trying perhaps to make a martyr of him. And I think that it's possible just like memeing on it is the reaction to that, of like, you're gonna make this guy this is your guy. Yeah, there's that one photo of him at the dinner party that I'll put in the episode right here. It's like truly shocking that is a real, genuine photo and not photoshopped. It's like that. It looks like a David Lynch. It looks straight out of fucking Mulholland Drive. Like that is. I think the tweet I saw was just like, show this to someone on acid if you want to see a panic attack. Anyway, the Kirk memes are funny. I don't know what to tell you. I'm fascinated by internet trends, And this is an internet trend, so I think it is worthy of discussion. I don't have much to say about it other than it's hilarious. I with stuff like this, though, I am always curious. There has to have been a first guy to do it. There has to have been someone who decided that it would be funny to put Charlie Kirk's face on like an NWA music video, and like they were the first ones, and then someone else thought it was funny, and then they did it. With trends in general, also with like fashion and stuff, I always think about that. I'm like, who was the first guy to do like the big baggy pants thing that I'm seeing everywhere now? There was a first person to do the big pants, right? And they were cool, obviously, or maybe they saw someone uncool doing it and then thought they could do it better. But then like it has to have, like, that's how trends start, is one human being starts the trend, right? It is, you don't think of it that way, but that is how every single trend starts. There has to be a first person to do it. So one guy, probably black, maybe gay, where most of culture originates. One guy decided to wear the big pants, and they're not baggy. They're just big. They're like they're like those, like the inflatable pants, or like the parachute pants from the 80s, but they're denim. Usually, that's what I'm seeing a lot of. Anyway, that is exclusively that look is very much that if you are pulling off that look, you have skinny privilege, because fats cannot do that. We fats have no ability to wear anything larger than its intended original use, because we look sloppy. And skinny guys can do something like that because it's like so clear upon first look that they're doing a thing. You're like, oh, that's a hot guy, and he's wearing big baggy pants. He's doing a thing. Whereas if you saw me wearing big baggy pants, you'd say, Jesus, that guy looks like shit. He needs to get those pants tailored or something, or buy another pair, because brother, it's not working. You never give fats the benefit of the doubt. And nor do I. I don't know. It is admirable to be a fat and have style. It's a hard thing to do. There was a time in my life when I saw Get Him to the Greek with Seth Rogen and the alleged sex criminal Russell Brand. Hilarious movie. Awesome. Oh my God. And the confirmed sex predator P. Diddy. Holy shit. The cast of that movie is questionable, man. We'll see if we'll see. I almost called him Seth Rogen. What the fuck is his name? Oh my god. Am I having an aneurysm? It's not Seth Rogen, but the other one, the other fat white actor, Jonah Hill. Jesus, apologies to Jonah Hill. That has probably happened literally more times than that man can count. The getting confused with Seth Rogen, the other fat funny guy. There can only be one. And that's why you're getting confused, brother. There can only be one. It's also probably why he's done the rapid body shift change over and over and over, which is also like kind of like a hackneyed thing to bring up to the guy at this point. Or he did an interview where he was like, yeah, it hurts my feelings when people say that because I have an eating disorder or something. I was like, all right, fair enough. Fuck. But anyway, I brought it up because I watched Get Into the Greek years ago, and he is fat as shit in that movie. Jonah Hill is fat as shit, and he has like style. He looks, the best you can look as a fat, I think. Prime fat in that movie. And there was a time in my life when I was like, damn, I wish I could be that. I wish I could be like cool and fat as shit. At that point in my life, my goal was to be like a presentable fat, and I couldn't even conceive of the idea of being just not morbidly obese. I was like, damn, maybe I'll be the kind of guy maybe I'll be the kind of guy that's like, fat as fuck and kind of, looks decent, looks solid. He's like wearing clothes that fit. That's the other problem. As a big boy, the problem with that is that your body weight fluctuates so rapidly and so drastically that your clothes just are always ill-fitting. Normal-sized people in normal-sized bodies don't have to deal with this. Thank you very much. The people that are fat as shit like myself, people of a larger stature, charitably, like myself, are constantly dealing with the weight fluctuation because every couple weeks or months or years, you get the motivation to stop the rapid intake of calories of caloric material, and you maybe go to the gym every once a blue moon, and you realize that you are eating like a fucking vacuum cleaner, and that it makes you feel like shit, right? Every once in a while, you'll come to that realization, and then you'll forget. Or you'll say, I don't care, I'm doing this anyway. The intentional disregard for your health also happens quite a bit. But my point is that your weight fluctuates constantly, and so your closet is just like, it's like an amalgamation of 5 different size humans' clothes. You know what I mean? It's an unfortunate reality of being a fat, and I think it's really, really tough to stay 400 pounds. You know what I mean? You're either going to increase. You got to 400. You got to 4 bills because you ate like a fucking maniac, right? And you it's not like you're going to get to 400 and then even out or find a work-life weight balance that suits your new 400-pound needs. No, you're going to continue gaining weight because that's how you eat. You don't get to 400 by eating normally. You're going to continue eating the way that you ate to get there, and then you're going to get to 500 and say something, blah, 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 you know what I mean? So then you have to like go the other direction. Once you get to 400 pounds, you go the other direction, and then you decrease rapidly. That's the other thing about weight loss. When you have a lot of weight to lose, it falls off of you at the beginning. And then always, and this has happened time and time again for myself, I have personal firsthand experience here, where you have this like massive, like exciting period where the weight is melting off of you because you're walking around with an extra like 120 to 140 pounds on you when you're that fat. You have like a lot of weight to lose, right? So then you start just counting calories and keeping your calories to 2,200 or 2,500 or whatever the thing is. Just doing that for like a month, you'll lose 40 pounds. I'm serious. That amount. You will shed weight like that. And then every time you get on the scale, you're like, God damn, I'm really killing it. And then another month will pass and you'll lose another 30, 15, 30, whatever. And, you realize I just said 15, 30, whatever, because that's the reality of being a big boy, because your weight is going to fluctuate. 15 pounds here, 40 pounds there. It's going to fluctuate that much up and down. So at every new chunk, you're going to have clothes that are suddenly way too big or way too small. And the most depressing thing as a fat, and this is the true brutal reality of weight having, of love handle existence, is that you have all these clothes that you can't wear anymore. You've got like a whole fucking, I did this thing where every day I would wake up and I would have to like sort through the shirts. I had dozens of shirts that were hanging up that were inaccessible to me, completely inaccessible to me. And I had to like sort through them every day. I had to like expend physical effort, which I did not like to do. Expend physical effort to move the shirts, the skinny Harvey shirts out of the way, and I get to the fat Harvey 4XL shirts on the left or the right of my closet. And then one day I just got tired of doing that. I was like, I have not, because here's the psychology. Here's the psychology of it, right? You, as a fat, are constantly and forever married to the idea that one day you will be skinny again, or one day you will be skinny, period. If it's never happened for you, it will eventually happen. One day I'll wake up and be the kind of guy that is skinny. One day I'll wake up and have the right habits, and I'll get to wear all these cool shirts. Because here's the other thing they don't tell you is they stop making the cool shirts at about 2XL. 2XL is like the maximum Sometimes you'll find 3XLs of like of occasional brands, but 2 is pretty much it. Where they're like, we're good. We don't need. If you were wearing any higher than a 2XL, there's not that many of you, so we are not going to expend the effort in making the shirt sizes that will fit your disgusting, hideous body. And B, even if we did feel like expending that effort, or even if there was a market for it, which again, there's not, even if there was a market for it, we wouldn't want to do it because we don't want you walking around in our clothing and giving our brand a bad name. And I don't blame them for that, to be totally honest. I used to have this like resentment towards clothing companies of like just make everything from a XXS to a 7XL, and it's just not realistic. It's not realistic, and you don't want those fucking. Can you imagine like? Actually, no. Polo's a bad example. Polo actually does make fat stuff. Shouts out to Polo for doing that. But no, I'm picturing like Dolce & Gabbana or something. Can you imagine like them making like a 5XL? And you've got this like 450-pound dude like walking around in their Dolce Gucci. No, it's never gonna happen. It's bad for branding. So anyway, you have the psychology of a fat is that you have all these cool shirts in your closet, and you are every day feeding. This is the second thing that you're feeding. The first thing would be you. You're feeding you, and you're feeding the delusion and the fantasy that one day soon you will be skinny and that you'll get to wear all these cool shirts that they only make in 2XLs. And if you're super delusional, like I was, you'll sometimes order shirts that are like, the new cool drop of shirts just came out. And you better believe it, 2XL is the biggest size they have. And you will order that shirt knowing full well that you cannot fit in it, with still just the idea that eventually one day you might be able to. And you buy it, and then you hang it up. It's not like you're putting it in like deep storage or whatever. Like you're hanging it up in your fucking closet. next to the shirts, next to the dozen other shirts just like it that you'll eventually one day get into. Eventually because the 4Xs, which is what I was in and am in, kind of. I'm pretty much where like 3 to 4s is my current range, but 4Xs, they have absolutely nothing of value in that size, in nothing of a style except for exactly Polo Ralph Lauren, who does actually put out some big stuff for some reason. I don't know why they do that, but shouts out to Polo again for putting us on, man. We got to have one company that does it, and it's Polo. Shouts out to Polo. I used to go to the Polo Allen Outlet Mall, and they had a whole fat section that was like it was kind of like a pig pen. It was exactly a pig pen. They just had a pig pen in the Polo Ralph Lauren Outlet Mall, and you'd go over there, and they'd weigh you before you walked in. And if you were under like 320, they'd just send you on your way. They'd say, no. We have normal human clothes over there. This is for the people with serious problems, with serious eating issues. Or for talls, big is only half of that. What if he's just like 7 feet tall? Yeah, fair. But I never once, ever once saw like a skinny tall guy in the Polo Ralph Lauren pig pen. It was always fatties like myself. Always fatties. It should be like, it's like their distribution for big versus tall, it's probably like 90-10. And then, you get me who's big and tall, which is the whole name of the thing, big and tall. That's me, but usually it's just fats. Usually it's fats. So shout out to Ralph Lauren for allowing myself to get some trendy clothing back in high school when I cared about looking like a frat boy. I got that polo on, brother, and my short chino shorts, and my, you better believe it, some fucking stinky ass Sperry's with no socks. And I never did the thing I some people do, the long white Nike socks in the Sperry's. I remember that. I never stooped that low, but I did. I had like 3 pairs of Sperry's in my closet, and they stank like shit. They smelled horrible. Oh, what a time! What a time! What a time! I was talking about something. So yeah, anyway, the delusion of eventually being skinny, and you have all these like cool guy clothes. You have like cool guy shirts, and they were just totally inaccessible to you, and they're taking up closet space. And then for literal years, you wait. You lie in wait, and you say, one day, one day, one day, one day. And then you get tired of it. You get tired of it, and you decide to pull all those fucking clothes out of your goddamn closet and put them in a box and put that box under your bed, which is what I did. It took actually, I think, unironically, like a decade to get to this point for me, where I was like in this insane delusion for about 10 years. And then I thought to myself, I said, self, if you are eventually skinny, which there's no data to back up that ever being a possibility, for the record, 0 data. But if you do defy the odds and eventually lose all of the weight, if you eventually change 100% of your bad habits, you can pull these out of a box. You can. You don't have to physically touch them while you're moving them out of the way. They don't need to be taking up your shelf space, and you don't need to see them every single day as you are like preparing for dressing yourself. Also, like, by seeing them, you're depressed because you're like, fuck, that shirt's really cool. God damn it, I can't fucking wear it because I'm too fat. Fuck. That's brutal. And I was just putting myself through this every day until, I finally got tired of it. I don't know what the change was, but I just cleared out like every single 2X and some 3X. There's a lot of 3Xs in there too that I couldn't wear. But a lot of those, excuse me, not a lot, all of them, every single 2X that I couldn't wear and 3X, I actually tried, like the 3Xs that were on the fence, I tried them on, and if they didn't fit, I put them in a box. And it's like my goal box. It's like a beautiful present outside of Christmas time for the future eventual potential Harvey that will shed the disgusting. It's not disgusting. I look fine. Oh, you're right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for that reassurance. No, I do. I'm fine. I'm actually like on the way down. So, but eventually that is like, some fats will take a photo of their hideous before body, which I've also done many times, where you're fat as shit and you're like, today's the day. I'm changing. You know what I should do is take a before photo, because then I'll have something to compare it to when I lose all this hideous weight, I have so many before photos in my phone, and it's like I have this. There's like now iPhones just have the ability to put it in like a secret album or whatever. But I have this like this other application on my cellular device that stores photos of a sensitive nature, and I have just all my before fat photos just tucked away nicely in there, not for human consumption. No, thank you. If I hand you my phone to show you a picture of the sweet leaf caterpillar eating a leaf that I just took, you will not swipe left and see my hideous before photo. One of my hideous before photo. It's not hideous, Harvey. All bodies are beautiful. I disagree. I think that when I look at, I can't speak for you. If you're fat as shit and you're listening to this and you're saying, yeah, but I feel good. Good for you. I can't conceive of that personally. It's also possible that it's just framing and data that was imprinted upon me my entire life. I've always been fat 100% of my entire life. Never, ever. I've gotten, like I said, you're on the roller coaster. But the roller coaster has more. It's more of like an upward sort of upward. There's lots of hills in my roller coaster. The valley's not quite deep, not very exciting. It's more of like a plateau, and then perhaps a little. It's like a boring ass fucking roller coaster. Actually, I would get a refund. Yeah, but like my entire life, I've never once looked at my body in the mirror, and been like, great, good. Swell. That's a good looking piece of meat right there, which is unfortunate. And I it's that's specifically my body. Like I do think that I'm a pretty good looking guy, a pretty good looking face on me. I just think that my face is my best feature, which is gotten me into some trouble with. I'll just tell you this story. I don't give a fuck. So there was I was very closeted in high school and in college. It didn't come out until after college, and I came home for Thanksgiving or something in between college semesters. I think it was probably between junior and senior year, if I were guessing. And I had my full face on Grindr, which was dumb. Dumb for a closeted person, but again, it's my best feature. What are you gonna do? You gotta show the goods that are, you can't. Grindr doesn't allow nudity on your like profile picture. You got to go to Sniffies for that. Shouts out to Sniffies. I'll do a deep dive on Sniffies one of these days. Sniffies is fascinating and hilarious and so fun. I might just talk about it right now. We'll see. But yeah, I just had my fucking full. It was like 6'7" bear, and it was just my face like, oh, how you doing? And some person, again, fully closeted, perhaps I'd probably gotten past the point of never ever, like I was 100% convinced for years that I would just marry a woman and never tell a soul. Like I would just take the shit to the grave. I was certain of that for quite some time. Certain. Where people tell you like I can't emphasize that enough. I was certain. No one could tell me shit. I was like, no, that's going to happen 1,000%. But anyway, I was I started fucking around and experimenting and whatnot. So again, I'm back in my hometown for the first time since downloading the app, and got my fucking face on my profile. 6'7" bear with a picture of me. Ooh. And someone messaged me. To this day, I don't know who it was, which is Harvey and like 4 question marks. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I closed out of the app and deleted it. Closed out of the app, deleted it, and then just lived in a panic for that, the remainder of that trip. It'd be fun to know who it was. If you know who it was. If you're a friend of mine that listens to this and has any idea who that was, let your boy know. I've always been interested by that. So yeah, anyway, back to fat. I've always, I've never liked the way that I've looked, never, ever in my entire life. And there's these fats that have confidence, and I just wish that I had it. I think I'm jealous more than anything. It's like, I do believe you sometimes. Like who are those fat bitches that go to Disney? The plus size party hoppers or whatever the fuck they're called. Plus size Disney fats. The plus size piggies. Yeah, plus size park hoppers. I got it right. Shouts out to the plus size park hoppers. See, these are people that are just living their lives as fats, and they are every day receiving like insane hate. And their thing is like, hey, we're fat and we go to Disney, and here are some of the things that you can and can't do as a fat at Disney World. But they seem to be content with how they look, and more power to them. Truly, I'm just coming from a place of jealousy. And like, how do you get to that point, right? How do you get to the point of, it's like beyond acceptance. It's like, no, I like the way that I look. I like that when I walk upstairs, I'm short of breath. I like that clothes are all ill-fitting. I like the whole clothing roller coaster journey that I just described. No, that's all fun and good to me. Yeah. Yeah. God. I don't know when I grew out of it, but for my entire childhood, I was the shirt in the pool kid. Oh, brutal. Wear a shirt all the time, kid. Never have a shirt off, kid. Even like in my home, I was just embarrassed to be shirtless, like in front of my family, even. Oof. Ooh. So yeah, I don't know how you get past that level of shame. And yeah, it's like I said, you rocket past acceptance into appreciation, love, self-love. Couldn't be me, brother. Or maybe it could. Maybe I'll get there. We'll see. But yeah, shouts out to the plus size park hoppers. God love you. And I would love to have you on the show. It would be a tough to get all of us in frame. And again, I'm speaking for myself here, but it would I would need to buy like a wider camera lens, probably wider camera lens and some like reinforced chairs. There's no way I'm just as heavy as those people. I'm being a dick for no reason, dude. Am I being a dick? I don't think so, actually. Fuck. No, they're nice. They're great. I truly have no ill will against those people. It is like kind of a masochistic exercise, perhaps, to put yourself in front of those goddamn TikTok fiends, those savages. Here's me being fat at Disneyland. Here's what you're going to have trouble fitting into if you weigh 400 pounds. They found their niche and they're killing it. God love them. God love you, plus size park hoppers. What are y'all's experience with the clothing? What are y'all's experiences with the self-loathing? Self-loathing and the clothing. Oh my God, that's the name of my new album. Self-loathing and 4XL clothing. The Harvey Mulvihill story. All right, let's move on from fatness. Let's move on from fat. What you people want to hear about is slop. And boy, howdy, do I have some slop for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. That was kind of Nixon. Okay, so David Harbour. David Harbour is getting... I hesitate to use the word canceled. Okay, so here's the whole thing. David Harbour is a prolific actor. He got his start from Stranger Things. He's been all over the place. He was on a press tour for this new Stranger Things season that's coming out. It will be coming out in the first batch of episodes will be coming out in like a week and a half, or like over Thanksgiving, 2 weeks maybe. And David Harbour was on set with Millie Bobby Brown for years on Stranger Things. Because Stranger Things, if you don't remember, came out in fucking forever ago. I don't care to look it up. It came out a long time ago, and they do a season every like 3 years or whatever. The point is that they have had a long working relationship. David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown. In the show, he is her like adopted father. Okay. So they should, quote unquote, have like a sweet sort of father-daughter protective-y relationship in real life. The two actors, they've known each other for more than a decade. They've worked together for years and years and years. They've gone through so much together, you know? Come to find out that Millie Bobby Brown, before, interesting timing here, but she had launched a massive internal complaint at Netflix regarding his behavior, including like substantial bullying and like just... She apparently, the document that she submitted was like, she had like 50, 60 pages or something. And it's just like, here's all of the instances of him calling me, like making me feel less than. And like all of the instances of like physical altercations for him, like play punching her and shit after she told him to stop. And like all kinds of shitty behavior. So that sucks, man. It is interesting timing. You know, Stranger Things, like I said, is coming out. And I think probably the reason that the timing is happening is because they're about to no longer be Netflix employees. And she wanted to do this while there was still some course correcting that could take place. That's my guess. They are currently on the payroll still, probably until the season is totally premiered, after they've done all the press, which they're going to be doing a fuckload of press. But will David Harbour be in that press tour? Probably not. Probably not. They apparently did a quote-unquote reunion. Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour's premiere reunion was Damage Control. Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour seemingly had a reason for posting together for the Stranger Things Season 5 premiere amid ongoing bullying claims. The goal in the situation is to make it no worse, an anonymous PR executive told Variety on Friday, insinuating that the actor's appearance was meant as damage control to quiet the recent accusations. So yeah, they just took a photo together. They were playing nice. They took a photo together at the Stranger Things Season 5 premiere, and that's the most recent update. But I mean, like, you don't file this level of a complaint without substantial reason. And again, they're still on the Netflix payroll. As soon as the moment that this press run gets over, she submits this giant document to Netflix, and they go, "Huh? What are we? He doesn't work here anymore. Neither do you. What do you expect us to do with him?" Like, you could take this to the police, perhaps, but is it that level of, or is it he is being a dick? There's being a dick, and then there's no like sexual allegations, or I think like the physical stuff that I heard about was like I said, like play punching, like him just being him being a dick. There's not really a better word for it than that. So I don't know what happens here. I think this could blow up really hard for him. He could stop getting work from people. He's in these new MCU movies. He's part of the new Avengers. Remember that? Thunderbolts. Yeah, but he's had a run here, man. Since Stranger Things started, he was in that horrible Hellboy remake. He did that Violent Night movie, the Santa horror thing. But mostly he's just the new. He's Red Guardian in the Avengers movies. So will he lose all of that? Probably not. If I had to guess, probably not. It's in no one's best interest right now to blow this thing up and get like a boycott going, or I could picture people like boycotting the show because of this, but you don't want that. Millie Bobby Brown doesn't want that. Obviously, David Harbour doesn't want that. Netflix certainly doesn't want that. So they're going to patch this over as smoothly as possible, I have to imagine. But it is interesting, right? It's like something that you wouldn't expect at all. He seems like a warm kind of guy. Maybe he's a bit of a creep, bit of a weirdo, bit of a tough hang. So it's unfortunate. What are you going to do? This is so annoying, dude. So there's used to have uBlock Origin as my ad blocker of choice on Chrome. They outlawed it. It doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. So I'm seeing ads for the first time, which is bad enough. It's bad enough. But then you add the wrinkle on that, even despite my deleting the fucking thing from Chrome, some websites still think that I have it on and say they do the pop-up of like, "Hey, would you please turn AdBlock? Would you please turn uBlock Origin off? We hate it when you use uBlock Origin. Please turn it off." And I'm like, I don't even have it on anymore. I used to click that and say like, "Fuck you, bro. I'm not." There's usually there's like a button that says like, "Continue without supporting us. Continue by ripping the money out of our pockets." And I say, yes, that one, please. That option. But sometimes they won't even let you pass it. Like, they force you to turn it off. I'm like, I don't even have it on. It doesn't even exist anymore. It's not even on fucking the Chrome store anymore. They took it off. I'm gonna switch to Firefox, bro. What browser do you guys use? Are you Chrome? Why am I a Chrome person? I think I just got used to it. Someone told me that some web tech friend of mine told me that the Chrome app on the iPhone store is just a reskin of Safari. Like, they use Safari, they just put Chrome like on top of it, so it's not actually its own like thing. They're just using Safari. I was like, huh? How could that possibly be? How could that possibly be like better than just using Safari? It's probably like taking more processing time to like put the Chrome bullshit in there, but I still use it because I'm used to it. I don't know what to tell you. I hate that. In Safari, they have the search bar on the bottom, which honestly makes more sense. But I'm so used to like reaching all the way up and pressing it with my thumb that it just seems like blasphemous to me. I never use Safari. I always use Chrome 100% of the time. Also, Chrome apparently like eats way more GPU or It's like a mother. It takes up more motherboard space. What's the thing? RAM. That's what it is. It's RAM. It takes more RAM. Why are you using all my RAM, bruh? Over here munching RAM? Chrome? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Why do you need more RAM than Internet Explorer? What's the difference? What's the difference? And why did you? Well, I get why you took ad block off. I know the answer. I still hate you for doing it, and I'm using you still, but angrily, resentfully. I put a big frowny face on every time that I use Google Chrome now. I say, All right. Anyway. So we got into this website, even despite my non-ad block situation. There was another thing where I don't remember this exactly, but he flew a girl like across the country and they banged and he was like super rude to her. So I think he's got a couple of ongoing situations. This just being the most recent one of those situations. So I don't know. I can't get a read on the guy. I've seen too few of his like interviews to get like the ick detector. My ick detector was not has not gone off quite yet, but you know, with when there's smoke, there's usually fire. I think when people, this is like also just a decade, you know. Millie Bobby Brown has been amassing this pool of I keep saying the word data. Millie Bobby Brown has been amassing this pool of information from fucking lexicon over here, dude. Call me Thesaurus Harvey from now on. Thank you very much. She's been amassing this pool for a decade, and so this is who you are, dude. This is not a one-time incident. This is not like a whoopsie. I had too much to drink at the Christmas party, and I was a bit of an asshole. No, this is like who you are at your core, David Harbour. So you know, fuck you, I guess. I don't know. I haven't read the complaint. I haven't read the internal Netflix document, but it's interesting. It's interesting timing, and people are still getting canceled, I guess, but much less so. And also not for stuff that they say; it's for stuff that they do, which are two very different things. You can get canceled all day for things that you do with your body and your hands and your mouth. Yep. Don't get it twisted, brother. People aren't getting canceled for things they say on Twitter anymore, luckily. Except for Tyler, the Creator, last week for a second and a half. People have already forgotten about it. That was so nothing. That was the most nothing story I've ever done. What's funny too, I think was that last week? I think so. No, last week was the horror movie thing. That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but like 2 weeks ago, I started with that bullshit Tyler, the Creator story, and then I had to I was just like phoning it in because it's Slop and people were talking about it. But in the future, I just won't talk about it. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm not a drama channel. I'm not fucking Keemstar. I don't have to address every goddamn fucking thing, dude. I thought this David Harbour thing was interesting because I didn't know that about the guy, and it's not one of those where I'm like, dude, I can't even see it. Like he seems so like I could totally see it. You know what I mean? I can see it. Can't you see it? Just with him, just him purely in the movies and the shows that I've seen. I'm like, yeah. I can see him being weird. Sure. There's very few people I feel that way that I don't feel that way about. I feel that way. I wouldn't believe you if you told me that Conan O'Brien was weird or like creepy or something. I wouldn't believe you. He's like one of the few people. Danny DeVito, maybe. Nah, I could see. Nah, yeah, that would be like tough to believe. There's a couple of celebrities where I'm like, no way. Yeah, Norm Macdonald, but he's dead. The corpse of Norm Macdonald. He was kind of rude to me. Also a woman that just saying dudes because dudes are like generally the creeps. Let's be for real. Dudes are always the creeps, bro. That was a coworker of mine was telling me about this like docu-series on Netflix about a female serial killer. Perhaps the single. There's one. There's actually one, and there's a reason. There's a documentary about her because she's the only female serial killer. There's literally been one, and it's her. I don't know her name. Let's find out her name. Let's talk about this female serial killer, shall we? Eileen Wuornos remains a rarity. A female serial killer. Period. That's all you get. That's like, okay, it's the lady that's the fucking... Okay. It's the lady they made the movie about. Fair enough. Yeah, we knew about her. So she's, I think, the one. Eileen, Queen of the Serial Killers, is the name of the program. Let's find out about her, shall we? This is now a true crime podcast. Oh, she died in 2002. Not Eileen. Dang it. Well, there was one. We had a female serial killer. There was literally one. And now there's zero. Was an American serial killer. While engaging in street prostitution, she shot, killed, and robbed 7 of her male clients. 7's pretty good. Pretty good number. Oh, wow. So Monster came out 1 year after she died. Man, dude, she missed getting to see herself portrayed by Charlize Theron. Dude, it has to be like the biggest ego thing for one of these serial killers or creepy people to get the Netflix documentary or get the I'm picturing Tiger King, but like any sort of spotlight at all has got to be just the biggest. And then people in the prison that you're in are like jazzing you up. Dude, it's really good, man. It's pretty good. You know, they got that wrong and they got that wrong. I wonder if they interview these people. They probably do, right? Probably interview these people. Not for like, yeah, sometimes they'll just like legitimate like interview them from prison. That doesn't happen very often. I feel like most of the time they're making a documentary about the people that are like I feel it's probably like in bad taste to get them in front of a mic, especially if they're legitimate killers or rapists or whatever. Probably not the best situation. Sometimes you'll do that though if you're an FBI agent and you're trying to learn about serial killers and how they tick. Oh, and sometimes they'll get made into a show directed by David Fincher, and it's the best fucking thing ever created. And then it gets canceled after 2 seasons. It gets canceled after 2 seasons because it was too expensive and not enough people watched it. And it costs like $100 million a season or some shit. God, that fucking show is so good. Shouts out to Mindhunter, the GOAT. The GOAT. Well, it's not the GOAT, but it's excellence. Freaking excellence. One of the very few. Again, I always say as a horror guy, the end of one of the episodes in season 2, it was like I had to get up. I had to like shake it off. I had to shake it off. I had to like get my dog and walk around the block to like shake the jitteries out of me because it was so fucking affecting. Man, that show rips, dude. It rips. So fascinating too, yeah. And they have they recreate interviews that the FBI actually used. They have that huge guy. I forgot what the fuck his name is. This guy who's like my size, or like he's like 6'8", massive dude. He murdered his mother and then like banged her decapitated head. That's pretty cool. I gotta let my dog out 1 second. His mother was just the last of the people that he killed, though. He killed several people, and he only got caught. The only reason he ended up in jail is because he turned himself in. He turned himself in because he basically said, yeah, I'm going to keep, there's no way I stop killing people unless I'm in prison. So he turned himself in, and when asked what because he turned himself in, They were like, all right, well, I mean, what do you think your sentence should be? And he goes, death by torture. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So he's like this fascinating dude who was willing to talk to the feds about what made him tick and like what exactly, like what were the things that he did that that could help them in the future with classifying these people, because the term serial killer, quote unquote, was not a thing. And this investigation, along with investigating many people of that ilk, including Charles Manson, was what led to the term serial killer and what led to like a whole classification of human being and criminal. And the show's about that, dude. It's about like the fucking investigating these people and going to interview them. Oh, it's so good. If you haven't seen it, the only thing is that the pilot's bad. I don't know why. I don't know why the pilot's bad, but it is. You just got to give it 2 episodes. That's all I ask. Give it 2 eps. The pilot is not ideal. Shouts out to Jonathan Groff. Stars in that show, along with Lady from Fringe, that blonde lady. She's great. Everyone's fucking great. And the third guy. Oh, that other guy. Anyway, I'm bad with actor names, but anyway, everyone in that show is fantastic. I love a procedural sort of drama, and I love police work in my fiction. And this is like historical fiction / just like nonfiction. It's like showing you what actually happened. This is how the FBI actually started classifying these guys. Notice how I said guys. It's because they're all guys. There, at that time, were zero serial killers. And then the monster lady happened. And now there are again 0. There was 1 for a brief period. And now there are 0. It's cool to be the only one. That's pretty cool. What is it about dudes? What is it? Testosterone? What is that? Like, is it just like an evil fucking do bad? It's because of our balls. We have like evil in our nuts. We have to expel the evil. What is it, man? Why are dudes more violent, more prone to violence than women? What is that? What is that about? Do you know? Why the fuck aren't you answering me? Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing. My mom used to say that. My mom used to say that when we were young. She's like, if you are lost in any situation, if you were, as a child, you're me, right? And you're a child and you're lost, go talk to a woman. Go find your nearest female and she will help you. Do not go talk to a random man. Never. Stranger danger only applies to men. Do not ever go talk. Don't ever talk to a fucking guy ever. I was like, but I really want to. Like, all right, little fag. Anyway, yeah, David Harbour. I don't got nothing for you. He's a guy. He's a celebrity, and sometimes celebrities are creeps, and sometimes celebrities are mean to their co-stars. What are you gonna do? Everyone's a person. Everyone's people. Millie Bobby Brown is about to have a child of her own. I bet you she was tired of staying silent. You know, staying silent when. I don't know why I'm making a mockery of this. All right, hold on just a second. That's fascinating. Time for a little inside baseball, behind the scenes podcast knowledge for you, which is everyone's favorite segment of the show, is when Harvey complains about the podcast that he's currently doing. So if you might, the keen viewers might have noticed that the lighting has changed slightly, and that's because I quit recording and waited till the next day to continue the episode. And the reason I did that is because of my fucking audio buzz. So if I'll leave a little snippet of it in the final edit, just so you can see what I'm dealing with here. But But yeah, last night it just started. It just bzzz, like an hour into recording. And my issue is that if it was consistent, if it happened all the time, I could probably point at something and be like, okay, well, it's probably the the generator that I'm running out of my studio. That's probably the reason that I'm getting that electronic interference buzz. But it's not consistent. It comes on and off randomly. And I asked everyone in my house last night, as soon as it happened, I like stopped recording and went around my house. I was like, hey, did you just turn any electronic device of any kind on? Did you just flip a light switch? Did you just turn on a vibrator? Plug in your Sexbot 8000? No one did. So my best guess is that it's my neighbor and that they are running some sort of electric bullshit that's on a timer. If I had to wager a guess, I would say it's probably on a timer, and it just comes on randomly. But it sucks because it's preventing me from having guests on this podcast, because I feel totally I'm like consumed by worry about the issue, and like terrified that not terrified is an exaggeration, worried that when I have a guest over here, it happened last week with Wickham, it'll just come on and start randomly, the buzz, and then we're fucked. Like the recording is over. I have no way to continue. Like it's not something that you can just take out and post. It is a massive fucking so it's not workable, which is a bummer, man. It sucks and it's depressing, honestly. So I don't know the solution. I think perhaps I need to burn my neighbor's house down, because there is no world. I was actually fantasizing about doing this morning. I don't think there's any world where I go over there and knock on the door and say, listen, I've got this issue where the fucking I record a podcast 8 feet from your bedroom door, and and whatever you're plugging in at odd points of the day, it's never like, maybe it's on a schedule. Maybe I should start tracking the times that it happens. That's a good idea. See, just talking about this with you all has made me get some good ideas here. Yeah, I'll start tracking the times, and maybe I'll come to them with a data sheet. So this time it was on, and this time it was off, and this time it was on, and this time it was off. Do you have any electronics that are on a timer like this? And they'd say, yes, of course. It's our Bunsen burner. I don't know what the fuck it could be. I truly don't. But yeah, that's my best guess at this point. But anyway, it's the next day. So shouts out to it being the next day. And shouts out to you all for bearing with me with my fucking tech issues. My fantasy is to burn my neighbor's house down, and then also hire a podcast consultant, not a producer, or maybe like a producer. But here's what I want. I don't want someone. I will not be paying money for a person to produce this podcast, because I can and will do it myself until it eventually, perhaps, hopefully, theoretically, makes money one day. At which point you can hire a producer, which would be sick, because they do all the fucking shit that I don't want to do. But until that day, I'm going to learn how to do it myself, and this is part of that, is learning how to do it. And this may be a recurring issue in the future, even when I move spaces. So who knows? Maybe when I move out of this room, it will be smooth sailing. Hopefully that's the case. But my neighbor's moving right next to my new place. Yeah. So anyway, it's fucking annoying, dude. It's kind of soul sucking, honestly. It's like, because it's something I have no control over. And I've tried so much troubleshooting, bro. I have put ChatGPT through the ringer, and I've done everything it has suggested of me, and then nothing changes. I've changed XLR cords. I've bought these like graphite whatever these things are, blockers, and put them on either end of each cord. I've bought this CL2 mic activator which is supposed to clear out a lot of that. Nothing has worked. So it sucks. Anyway, enough of this. Enough of this. Let's go into my favorite segment, because I am movie boy. I am movie boy, movie guy, and I love film. And this podcast is not a movie podcast, but it every day I do an episode, it kind of feels like it's inching that direction. You know what I mean? And it's not. Don't worry, slop enjoyers. It will not ever be a movie podcast, but there will always be movie representation because I'm a movie guy. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Movies are niche, but I'm a movie guy, so I'm gonna talk about it in my fucking podcast. Reminds me of We Are Not Drunk. We Are Not Drunk with Mark Norman and Sam Morrill. What the fuck is it called? Too many drunks. We drink too much. We might be drunk. We Might Be Drunk with Mark Norman and Sam Morrill. Two great comics. Those guys have a show where they just bullshit and they talk about whatever comedy they've guests on and whatever. But Sam Morrill, both of them are like cinephiles, but Sam specifically is like really into it. He has like a physical media collection and he drinks the sauce like I do. And he talks about it constantly. It's so funny. Every time you turn on that podcast, like especially if it's just the two of them, they will be talking about movies. So shouts out to that. I love just having movies as part of the thing and not the whole thing. That's the idea. Anywho, what have I been watching? Maybe we should rename this to a more inclusive what have we been watching? I think I'm going to do that from this point forward. What have we been watching? What have you guys been watching? Anything interesting? I've been watching one very interesting thing that I would like to talk about right meow, and it's called Pluribus. You fuckers been watching Pluribus? Do you guys have an Apple TV account? You probably do if you have an iPhone. You get 6 months for free, and if you don't, you can pirate it. So you have you can be watching this show. That is the thing that I get the most often is like with every new streaming service. First of all, you start talking about any show or movie or anything. The first question people ask, what is it on? What is it on? First of all, as if you're gonna watch it. You're not gonna fucking watch it. You're being polite, and even your polite answer is annoying me. What is it on? Brother, Google it. Google it. It's like if you type in any show or movie with the word stream right next to it, Pluribus stream. You might not even need the word stream. It's probably going to show you that chunk of streamers right at the top of the fucking page. You don't have to click on a second link. Google has purchased the whatever aggregator creates those lists, and they just put it right at the top for you. It's very helpful. Oh God, I had a friend who bought a movie on Amazon without doing that and realized that he could have just streamed it on one of his other streaming services. He just was on Amazon Prime and wanted to watch a movie and bought it for $24. And he was like, oh, I didn't know you could just look it up. I was like, are you Anyway, it's crazy. Like, it's wild how everything in my body just wants to say the word retarded. I got to tell you, and I'm really trying not to. I'm really trying not to. I'm really trying not to. I don't know if I want to be the guy that's just ripping the R word. Excuse me, but everything in my body wants to do it right now. It's just the perfect. It is the perfect word to describe what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's like it's just so much. It hits so much harder than stupid. Is there another like alternative word? I'm happy to change. I just need an alternative that hits as hard as that word does, and I haven't found one yet. Anyway, those people are fucking idiots, is what I'm trying to get at. Not Down syndrome people. I'm talking about people that don't Google the thing before they make a decision. You guys have serious problems. I mean, how do you grow up with the internet and then not know that you can just Google like everything? Oh God, There's probably people out there that are chat GBTing this now. Good God. Anyway, Pluribus, dude. Pluribus. If you are unfamiliar, this is Vince Gilligan's new brainchild. This is his fourth project of note, I would say. Fourth project of note. I'm sure he did many things before Breaking Bad, but Breaking Bad was his big breakout role or baby. Breaking Bad was his baby. And then he made Better Call Saul. Excuse me. Yeah. Which one came first? Saul or the movie? I think the movie. The movie definitely came first. So it was Breaking Bad, then the movie, the Jesse Pinkman movie, the It's Too Cold Up Here, and I'm Jesse Pinkman, and I'm 20 years older than now, and also Walter White is here, and he's 50 years older than he was canonically last week in the show, and his head, he looks like Megamind because he's wearing a bald cap. That's the full title. I think they trimmed down the title a little bit for marketing purposes, but that is the full. If you look it up, that's the full title. So he did that movie, and then he did Better Call Saul, my beloved Better Call Saul. But Breaking Bad and Saul are my two favorite shows of all time. I like Saul more than Breaking Bad, so Saul is therefore, by the process of elimination, my favorite television show of all time. I think it's unbelievable. So if you are Vince Gilligan, I will watch whatever you do from this point forward, because you have hit it out of the park, I would say, 2 out of 3 times. 2 out of 3 times you made my favorite piece of media ever. My favorite world, the Breaking Bad universe broadly. Those 2 shows are my favorite television shows. So whatever you do next, I'm down for, brother. I'm going to watch. And I want to say they released the first 2 episodes of this Pluribus show. And I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll do a non-spoiler. I won't even tell you the plot. I won't even tell you, because that's like what's so cool about the trailers is that they don't tell you anything about the plot, because the plot is the hook, and the hook is given to you very quickly within like 15-20 minutes of the pilot, and I will not tell you it. I will just tell you general impressions, and then we'll get into assuming you've seen these first 2 episodes. So no spoilers yet. Don't you click ahead just yet if you haven't seen this. General impressions. I like it. I think it's very interesting. I'm totally sold. I think the premise is fascinating. I didn't expect this wacky of a premise. I didn't expect. Also, I expected Ray Seahorn to be playing like, yeah, the all the marketing kind of frames her as playing a weirdo, and she's not. She's playing like a normal human, which I appreciate. I thought like following the kind of the Carol from the trailers for a show would be maybe exhausting, but she's just a normal person. She's just having a moment of weirdness that they decided to clip for the trailer to throw you off the scent, which is cool. All the marketing's great. I love the smiley face petri dish thing. If you know, you know. Now we all know, those of us who've seen it and know what that's about. Lots of I mean, you know, great cinematography, great blocking. It's pretty. It's not as I should have done a schmeckle of research before this, but I'm curious the team behind the situation, if it's the exact same team, like, you know, DP and production designer and whatnot, that did Saul and Breaking Bad. I'd be curious to know that, because it's not it's pretty. As a matter of fact, the first shot of the show, I was like, let's get it, baby. We're back. It's this big wide shot of I won't tell you, but it's like a giant overhead wide shot. It reminded me a little bit of the Jesse Pinkman movie when they do that overhead wide shot of the room, the time lapse of the room, and Jesse's feverishly searching for the money in that movie. Remember that? Anyway, so it reminded me of that. But the show's good. I I wouldn't say I'm head over heels. I don't think it's quite as enticing of a pilot as Breaking Bad. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely am enjoying it. I think I'm not head over heels like holy shit, the show's amazing yet. So maybe I'll get there. I think it's fascinating. It's a fascinating, again, a really interesting idea. So I encourage you to watch it if you have not. And now we will discuss plot details quickly. So the time codes in the description. You'll have time codes. Just jump ahead if you don't want to hear this. You should watch the show. It's Vince Gilligan, dude. He wrote and directed every episode, probably. I think at least these first two he wrote and directed himself. I would much prefer him to be partnering with Peter Gould of Better Call Saul fame, because I think when you get those two in the kitchen together, you get mastery, beautiful mastery. There's a couple of questionable writing decisions that I didn't fully love, but it's still really good. So anyway, on to spoilers. Spoilers for these first two Pluribus episodes. Yeah, craziest premise ever, that Carol, Ray Seahorn, is one of, 8 people unaffected by this virus, this the extraterrestrial DNA sequence. It's very X-Files. It's very Twilight Zone, maybe, where everyone on the planet is connected via like mind melded, and there's only a handful of people on Earth that are not affected by this for some reason, and Carol is one of them. And these aliens are they're not aliens. It's like they're people, but like every single person on Earth has the experiences, thoughts, skills of every other person on Earth. So they're all one. It's very like Rick and Morty. I don't know, like that Rick and Morty episode, they do a similar thing. I'm sure this premise has been done. They actually reference they reference it in the show. They're like, we've seen this movie before, and it doesn't turn out well. It never turns out well. There's a couple of interesting wrinkles in there, in that they're like the singularity, whatever you want to call it, seems to be peaceful. Strangely, they don't kill anything. They don't kill animals. They don't kill humans. And also they try to avoid killing insects even. They don't kill fucking anyone. And what else? Also that like they're very affected by the people that aren't in the singularity. At one point, or at 2 points, Carol freaks the fuck out and screams at them, and they start seizing. And then when one of again, they're all one. So then every human on the planet, literally billions of people, stop what they're doing and start seizing, therefore causing millions of deaths. Literal millions of people die because they all, like, if every human on the planet started having a seizure at the exact same moment, millions and millions of people would die. And she actually gets the number of how many people she kills, which is like crazy. And also just like how many people they all, so like when the singularity, the joining, I think they're coining it, when the joining happened, they killed close to 1 billion people, because it was like 800 million or something like that. And the reason that happens is, again, because everyone does that like seizing thing. And the first time it happens, there's people in airplanes, there's people on trains, there's people like in literally millions of people in cars that all crash. And then also some people just can't handle it. Some people cannot, their brains snap when the joining starts, and they die. They just die. Like, which is another interesting thing. Like Carol's wife / girlfriend, whatever their relationship, just her brain can't handle it and she dies. She just like, and there's not anything that happens spectacularly. She does fall like straight to the ground, so it's possible that she hit her head really hard. That's possible. Like even that, think about how many people are just standing and then just fall flat and slam their head on the ground and die that way. Like there's a reason that it was close to 1 billion people. Like I'm sure, knowing Vince Gilligan, that they did research on that, and they're like, okay, if this actually happened, if everyone on the planet, literally every human on the planet, just started seizing at the exact same moment and didn't stop for like 4 to 5 minutes, maybe even longer, like 15 minutes, how many people die? And they ran some estimates. They talked to people. They came up with a good figure. That's interesting to me. So then, yeah, so like the first time it happens, close to 1 billion people fucking die. And then they have the unity, the singularity. And it's so great. She like, Carol's like, what the fuck is going on? And she goes in and she tries every channel on her TV, and nothing is working. And then she flips to like this one, like C-SPAN basically. And it's this very official presidential looking figure sitting behind a podium, just like staring at the camera silently. And there's a giant banner on the bottom of the screen that says, Carol, I'm sure you have questions. Call us anytime. And here's a phone number. And it's just this guy smiling right at the camera. Very creepy, very cool. She's like, what the fuck is going? Yeah, so like everyone is part of this. So it's going to be interesting character-wise, because you got to have more than one character in your show, right? So you're going to have Carol leading, and I'm surprised they already have shown us the other. I figured that was going to be like a season-long event, is finding these other people that are not affected by this. But they just give you all of them right away in episode 2. And many of them are assholes. And I don't think they're going to be substantial characters. Just if I had to wager a guess, maybe the rich guy will be. The rich guy. the fanciful one. It is fun to see like how each of them has responded to this change. Like Carol is just a clear alcoholic, and she's freaking the fuck out, and she's just hitting the bottle, and that's her coping mechanism. And then you have this guy, I think he's like an Indian dude, but he like totally just embraces it, and just starts like a harem of women and just fucks like crazy, and is like requests that Air Force One be his plane of choice, and like he's living like he's the king of the world, because he kind of is, and they just do whatever he wants. So that's fun. There's a lot of fun fantasy fulfillment, that you can get into with this concept. So yeah, it seems to be the ultimate goal of the singularity is to get everyone on board, including is it 8? I think 9, 8 or 9. They said they're discovering new people pretty regularly. So maybe, yeah, perhaps it's like 9 humans on the planet that this didn't work with. Their goal is to figure out why and then get them in. And again, they're not killing people. They're not violent. As a matter of fact, it's like actual world peace. It did take 1 billion casualties to get there. Which is like by far and away the deadliest conflict in human history. By like, it's like 100 times the deaths of like World War II. It's like 100 World War IIs in an instant, in 20 minutes. That's how many people died. So, like Carol actually says like, gotta break a few eggs. So that's fun. Great concept, fun stuff. I am enjoying the show, man. I will definitely continue watching. So shouts out to Pluribus. I think that's pretty much all I got. I'll probably update you guys. I don't think I'm going to talk about it weekly. It doesn't make much sense to do that, but I will talk about it, occasionally. And that's my promise to you, dear viewer. I will talk about this show occasionally. Cool. Shouts out to Pluribus. What else have I been watching? I have not been watching many films because I'm still playing Silksong. I'm late. I have a job and I have responsibilities and I don't have all that much time to dedicate to it. So I'm still playing Silksong. I'm probably 55 hours in. And it's great. It's very good. I am approaching Act 3, which I'm not looking forward to. I've heard Act 3 is scary and hard and difficult and sad. So the game's already that. Well, you're going to make it more so? Fucking hell. And then also I heard that you get to Act 3 by doing a bunch of the side quests. And I was like, no, whoa. I was doing the side quests to like clean up. I was cleaning up the side quests before I get to Act 3. And they're like, no. You do too many of those side quests and you're going to get booted into Act 3. I was like, fuck, man. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also just stuck on I have like 7 bosses on my map just marked with a with a thing, a red circle. I think the number is actually 7. And that's pretty much the only progress that I can make at this point is to kill those 7 people. I'm also finally going through bile water. I've been avoiding it for 55 hours. And there's no more avoiding it. As a matter of fact, it's the only place that I have not progressed through. I just got the stag station in Biowater, and it was my last stag station. I got the achievement that I opened all of them. So, yep, shouts out to Biowater. It's actually honestly not terrible if you have the Wreath of Purity, which I got. And I was told to don't even try to fuck with Biowater until you get that. They also just updated, this is very inside baseball. If people don't know about Silksong, you can just, you don't have to listen to any of this shit, but they also updated the multi-bind, what's it called? The blue multi-bind tool. Multi-bind for those non-gamers out there. So usually your bind heals for 3 hearts or masks, and multi-bind just gives you 2 sets of 2 binds. So the net is like 1 extra mask, but you bind twice. You go buh, and they're quicker. So, and they actually just updated this like yesterday to the first of those 2 binds clears the muck maggots, and then the second one actually heals you for 2 hearts. So that's also like a nice quality of life. If you're going through Biowater, do that. And this is going to be totally unintelligible to anyone that is not playing Silksong. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit. You guys should be playing that game. It's great. It's $20. Fuck you, dude. It's $20. I'm paying currently 36 cents an hour for my entertainment here, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good deal, man. Pretty good deal. Yeah, what a game. What a fucking massive accomplishment. I mean, the game itself is just huge, and there's so much detail and so much lore. It's fascinating and cool. And I'm looking forward to beating it or giving up, one of the two, before I watch this new Mossbag video. Mossbag dropped a video about Silksong, finally. He's been cooking for the past 2 months on this video, and it's like over an hour long. I think it's called the complete history of Silksong. So looking forward to that, or the complete lore of Silksong, everything we know about Silksong, something like that. But yeah, he's awesome. That dude's great. Anyway, onward. What else have I been watching? I have been watching Welcome to Derry, which I enjoy. It's good. I've not seen either of those fucking movies, and I don't think I ever will. I heard they're annoying with the jump scares, where like every scare has that ah, gotcha jump, which is frustrating. And like I'm okay with jump scares, but I don't need one every 3 minutes, man. I just don't. Apparently there's cool visuals and stuff, so maybe I'll watch it. But this Welcome to Derry show is quality. It's good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's also a very cool angle to take for a show, which is that like the military has discovered this clown demon, and they're trying to harness it as a weapon. That's fascinating. It's something that I would have never thought to do. So you have your you have your children running away from the it clown, but you also have the military trying to find and catch it because they think they can use it as, again, a weapon of mass destruction. That shit's cool. That shit rips. So yeah, I'm enjoying the show quite a bit. It's cool. But yeah, I'm watching 2 shows right now, man. I'm watching Pluribus and It. So that is pretty much all I got with that. Louis C.K. wrote a book, and it is coming in the mail right now. Like today. It will be in my mailbox today, and I'll get to read. It'll be my first book I've read in quite some time. I got to get back into reading, dude. I'm such a fuck. Why did I stop reading? I was the most avid reader as a kid. The most avid reader, bro. And I just fell away from it. I fell away from it in favor of slop. In favor of doom scrolling, dude. And there's just no way it's healthier. I know for a fact it's doing me wrong. So maybe this book will kickstart me back into a life of reading. There is nothing like reading. It's true. There is nothing like it, man. It's the most engrossing media. Somehow. Just written word. Your brain creates the image, and it's like there is absolutely, you can't, it's hard to recreate that feeling. I've said this before, but the closest that you can get, in my opinion, is playing a game, like a very like an RPG or something, where you really do feel, your brain feels like you're in it. It's really difficult to get that from a movie. Easier for a show because it's longer and you're there for more time. But I think books are the king of that, of immersion. So shouts out to books. Books are listening to this podcast. They're like, oh shit, thanks, man. Yeah, dude, I think that's all I got for this one. Shouts out to the audio buzz that makes me want to take my own life. Shouts out to you for listening to the show. Shouts out to this water bottle that's been in frame this entire second half of the episode. Shouts out to Vince Gilligan for creating another great show. 3 for 3, man. 3 for 3. So yeah, looking forward to the future of this week. Oh my God, I forgot. Okay, I gotta mention this before we go. Just another five minutes of your time, perhaps. Kanye West, or excuse me, Ye. Kanye changed his name to Ye. Ye is back, baby. Kanye's back. He came out as a surprise guest in a Travis Scott show in Tokyo. Yarp. Yes, in Tokyo. And it's so funny. I saw a tweet that says this man resets to factory settings every 24 months. He just came back and he played all the hits. And he look at this set list. Holy shit. Set list. All right. Runaway, Praise God, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Heartless, Flashing Lights, Stronger, Father Stretch My Hands, Through the Wire, Carnival, and All of the Lights. Crazy. He just did first of all, that's like fucking an untouchable list there, minus Carnival, which is touchable. Carnival, you can touch. Pretty much everything else on that list is like God tier music making. All the Lights I don't care for anymore because I've heard it 1,000 times, but it's still, come on. But yeah, dude, it's like, and no mention of fucking he apologized to a rabbi for his hatred, his vitriolic hatred of the Jewish people. And I think he's just over it, and he's on to the next thing. He's on to the next Kanye era. Which one? What's this one gonna be? But it's so funny to just come out and be like, "Yeah, I'm Kanye. Whatever. Here's all of my most famous songs right in a row." Weren't you like very recently like running for president, wearing like a MAGA hat, crying in front of your supporters and like saying like like horrific shit about the Jews. Hitler, like saying that you vibed with Hitler and stuff. That just happened. That was like a year ago, if that. What changed? Did you get back on your meds? He's a great comedian. I forgot who it was, but Kanye came out and was like, "They're trying to put me back on meds. They're trying to chain me." Comedian was like, "Take them." Yeah, you're 100%. You should be on medication, Kanye West. You are bipolar. You have a lot of wild shit going on. You should be on mood stabilizers probably, and like maybe perhaps an antipsychosis. I think some brains need a little medication, and that's okay. And Kanye's brain is one of them. So perhaps he got tired of not being able to see his kids because of his frankly astonishing antics online, and he decided to go back to the fucking psychiatrist and get back on whatever he was taking, Xanax or Propofol or whatever. Maybe that's what happened. I couldn't tell you, but he's back, baby. He's back, baby. And maybe we're getting a new album. Maybe this is the start of the album rollout. Usually you can tell the start of every Kanye album rollout by when he starts tweeting again. The moment that he opens x.com, the everything app, and sends out that first all caps tweet, you're like, oh, let's fucking go, baby. We got a new album coming. In about 3 months, we got something coming, something cooking. He lives to be a controversial figure. He lives for the spotlight, but it's like a grungy, like shitty spotlight where half or more than half of the people that are looking at him go, oh no. And I think he took it too far with the Hitler stuff, and people were just so disgusted with it that they were done with him. And I think that rubbed him the wrong way. And he likes being controversial, but he does also like the respect of his peers. And when people stop fucking with you like that because you're praising Hitler, I think it hits you hard, man. So you gotta walk that back. You gotta walk that back, Kanye. Walk that back, brother. I also have a bad habit of oh boy. I don't know if we should get into this, but no, fuck it. I want y'all's opinion on this, but I call everyone brother. You see where this is going? And sometimes I do it without thinking. I do it to literally everyone. I do it to women and men and every human in my life. And then if the moment it happens when it's a black guy, suddenly I feel like I'm a fucking... I'm like, no, I do that to everyone. I'm not calling you brother because I feel like I'm not doing it. This isn't racial, Oh boy. Oh well. So shouts out to Kanye West. I don't know. Maybe you can regain your status as my favorite artist of all time. Perhaps. Yep, that's all it takes. It's just going on stage with Travis Scott in Tokyo one time. That's all it takes. You're back. You're back, baby. All is forgiven. All is forgiven. He does have the caliber and the quality, the bar to get forgiven by people. You know what I mean? If just given enough time, people will forget about the bullshit. Kind of like Drake. I feel like most people have already forgotten about the Drake Kendrick stuff, and they're just excited for new Drake. Which is pretty wild, man. People just forget. People just forget. It's something that marketing, like PR managers, have known for years, for decades at this point. Just wait. Just give it a year. People will forget. They'll move on. There's other slop to be had, and that will never change. There will always be slop to be had. God bless it. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful that Kanye's coming back out. It seems like the world is being brought back together one piece at a time. He's apologizing to a rabbi. Oh, Could bring a tear to my eye. So anyway, shouts out to Yee. I wonder why the name changed, actually. That's so strange. Kind of annoying. You're fucking Kanye West, dude. Why do you need to be Yee? I don't get that. But anyway, that's all I got, Sloppers. I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening. God love you, Slop Nation. Do me a favor and press like or leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed. I hate saying these words, but they really help small channels like myself get off the ground. And it means the world when one person leaves a comment, it means a lot to me. So thank you very much for doing that. God love you, Slop Nation. We'll see you next week in 7 days' time. Thank you so much. Goodbye.